what's up, man? Finally back in town. Finally off that flight. Finally back home. E3. Oh man, let's talk about it. Okay. Of course, y'all already know this is gonna be views from the sticks. It's a mini podcast. This is not gonna be the substitute for the System Update 101 podcast. We still doing those. As soon as I could find out where homeboy at, Brandon, where you at? I haven't heard from you in a while. I'll hit you up on Twitter, brother, if you're hearing this, because I haven't heard from you in a while. It's just good to know that people doing okay, you know. I see you uploading videos, but that could be pre-uploaded stuff. So anyway, yeah, with that being said, anyway, we back. Like I said, the team went out to E3. This time I brought one of my partners, I should say, the technician along. He was in some of the clips. I'm gonna have him in the vlog. He's there because he had a lot of funny moments. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's get into the details of E3, man. First of all, your boy was out there working real hard. Okay, I got to play a lot of games. I did my thing this year. I've networked. I bumped into a lot of YouTubers out there. Shout out to all the YouTubers that's grinding and working hard. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I was cracking jokes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just want y'all to know I really do respect anybody that got up out their bed and jumped on a plane and was out there, that got out there, that was able to get in a building and was doing anything. If you was at E3, shout out to you first and foremost. That's all I want to say to all the people that I saw out there. Okay, so let's talk about the showroom floor, because that's mainly what I want to talk about, because this year was a little bit different from the year before, whereas the real big things you need to get your hands on was upstairs on the second floor, and that was where all the corporate stuff went on, so you didn't really get to hear about that. Now, before I get into anything, I do want to put out there that something a lot of people are not talking about that were at E3, because maybe they just don't know, because it's not something that was really put out there. But E3 has 70,000 people attend. Now, the reason that some games were not shown that they thought were going to be at E3, and this is what's being reported, is that the shooting in Orlando affected E3 a lot. So before I go any further, I also want to say rest in peace and my condolences to all the people who were affected in that situation. As I can tell you now from being in Los Angeles, I saw the effects of it at E3. A lot of games, or should I say some important games, did not get mentioned due to the fact that that situation happened. And I can understand, out of respect for those people, why that went the way it did. So with that being said, this E3 felt like a lot was going on some trendy shit. To my surprise, Lil Wayne was actually at the Samsung booth at E3. That was pretty crazy, because they was reporting this man had like 90 triple seizures. And next thing you know, I get a text telling me come to the Samsung booth. Wayne is tearing it down. Now, I actually saw this and was wondering, was that really him? Like, what were they talking about? So the media is a strange place. I just want to say thank God for YouTube and independent media, because now the independent media can actually counteract shit like that. Because Lil Wayne was there and he performed like nothing was wrong. Meanwhile, soon as I left the building, I was hearing stories about this man being in like a triple coma and all kinds of crazy mess. Meanwhile, the man was right in front of me performing. So that was crazy. So yeah, so let's talk about some of the stuff that was at E3. First of all, the big talk that everybody's talking about is the Xbox section having all of these signs on the game saying that they were running on PCs. Now, my take on that is I respect the honesty, especially considering that those games were primarily the Ubisoft games. Now, if you went to three places, the Ubisoft Lounge, the Ubisoft section, or the Microsoft section at E3, there was a lot of Ubisoft presence there. Now, I got my hands on one of the games that they were talking about, which is Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, I could say from personally playing the game, I hear a lot of people saying bad things. I thought the game was amazing. I thought it was dope. I mean, you know, it don't take much for me to really like a third-person shooter with guns in it. Really, that's just the, you know, a man cave mega. That's what you might as well just call me, because that was dope to me. Playing with 3 other people in a squad and communicating over the headsets was pretty dope, man. It was fluent. It was like that Vegas feel all over again. So I really was enjoying that game. And I did notice the sign and I did take pictures. You will see videos coming up, of course, because I'm going to give you early first impressions of all of the games that I played. I'm in the mix of working and editing and all of that. So you will be seeing that on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Of course, I'm going to be giving you guys the what's what on these games and keeping it 100 as I always do. So like I said, yeah, check those out. So let's get back into the topic at hand, the PC. So I noticed when I was recording and playing that I saw that sign that says, you know, these games are running on a PC that is spec'd to match the Xbox. Now, I'll be honest, graphically, I thought the game was okay. Was it downgraded? I felt like it kind of was, but at the end of the day, I also realized that I'm going to be playing this on PC. So all I got to do is throw me a little texture pack on, which I know they're going to release a texture pack, or just throw me some high ultra graphic settings on there, and I'm straight. I'm never going to go back to playing on console if I could play on PC at ultra settings. That's just the new me. That's just how I feel. So as far as what I played, though, it felt good. You know, I played it with the Xbox regular controller on Xbox settings. The game actually felt good. If I didn't have a PC, I still would be satisfied with what I played, because I hear a lot of bashing going on. So that was one of the games I enjoyed. They also had like Attack on Titan. They also had a lot of various other games out there, man. So you're going to have to give me a second to get the list together so I could tell you exactly what I was seeing over there. So I know they had Attack on Titan that I played. There was a Final Fantasy 15. I got to play some of that. I also saw some God of War. Now I'm just telling you random games. I'm not telling you about the Xbox section. The Xbox section did have a lot of good stuff there. So I was happy with that. But, you know, PlayStation did their thing too, but this year they did something kind of weird. They did something a little weird. I'm going to get into all of that in a second. But it was kind of odd to me to see them doing that. They had this thing with lines. So that was that. So I played Attack on Titan. I played that. I'm going to get into my details on that in another video. But it's pretty cool. I can't say nothing bad. And, you know, as far as $60, I kind of don't get that $60 feel from these games, because they feel like you just run around in some predetermined map and just hack and slash constantly, over and over the same thing. It's a cool game, but it just doesn't give me that $60 premium feel. But I am going to do an in-depth review as far as like giving you more of an explanation on the game. Now, another game that I really got my hands on that some of you dudes was getting at me in the comment section about is Dead Rising 4. Now, this game was definitely interesting, because I'm going to keep it all the way 100. From what I played of it, it felt exactly like Dead Rising 3. I mean, it felt like DLC for Dead Rising 3. Graphically, it didn't have any improvements, in my opinion, versus Dead Rising 3, which necessarily is not a bad thing. Dead Rising 3 does look dope graphically, but however, I expect to see an improvement on that. So I was a little bit disappointed that it felt exactly like Dead Rising 3. It felt like this was supposed to be like an add-on or some DLC for Dead Rising 3. So the main character is Frank West. People were telling me that no, it wasn't when I put up that other video. Yeah, so apparently it is Frank West. That's Frank West in the game. They're not really giving us an explanation just yet on if it's a remake or is it the same, is it a sequel to something. But from what I'm playing, it does look like a remake. So we'll have to find all of that out, where they rebooted the series. But they're calling it Dead Rising 4. That's the official name. So we got to get a little bit more information. And by the time I drop my next Dead Rising 4 video, I'll have all that information for you, of course. Another game I played over there was DX Mankind Divided. I got a good play on that. We'll talk about it. Like I said, that's one of the games that I actually have a primary video going up for, specifically doing my early impressions of that game. And I definitely want you guys' thoughts on that. So I'm going to save that for another one. So we're going to switch over a little to the PlayStation side, where I got to check out Dishonored 2. God of War. They had no playable build of that there. But it was dope what I saw. Now, people were actually nitpicking God of War. I don't know why. But me personally, I thought it was dope and I can't wait. Now, people were saying that the build that they showed, because they only show videos, so that's actually a bad sign that the game may come out. But I think it will, from what I saw, man. I think they're possibly going to be able to bring this game out, hopefully, at the end of the year. Now, will it be next year? Probably. I can't lie, probably. Because they're trying to go for 1080p at 60 frames with a free roaming camera. That's going to be very hard to do. And I can't see them even thinking of putting that out unless they have out the new PlayStation 4. So I believe this is going to have to come out next year. That's just my opinion. Injustice 2, a lot of people was hitting me up asking me about Injustice 2. Once again, that's another game I had to step up and say, yo, where is the gameplay? Get me up in there, and I'm gonna be dropping some videos on that. Just Cause 3 was there, but this was like them showing you little DLC. Killer Instinct was there. This was just them showing you little DLC once again. Street Fighter 5 was there, once again showing you a little DLC. Horizon Zero Dawn. Man, listen, let me tell y'all right now, I went through some straight bullshit to get my hands on this. I actually got into it with one of the ladies at the line, and I just want to say once again, I apologize to her cute little ass, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, though, nah, we got cool with each other, though, but in the beginning, I was standing on the line, and she was telling people to just come stand in front of me, and I kind of didn't understand what was going on, and I got a little ghetto, and I'm like, excuse me, you know, trying to game here. And then that's when she put me on that you needed to actually not only just come, you had to get an appointment to stand on the line and wait. I was like, hold on, I need an appointment to stand on the line and wait? Nah, y'all heard me. But anyway, at the end of the day, I did get my hands on this game, and honestly, right now, I'm going to let y'all know up front, this is the game that I'm waiting for this year to come out. You know, even though it comes out in February, but this is the game this year that I seen that was the best game that I've seen and played so far. I can't give it the best ever, but I'm definitely going to say I enjoyed what I saw, and I'm looking forward to February when this shit drops. I'm just keeping it real. That game looks good, man. PlayStation did their thing. Now, as far as the Xbox versus PlayStation whole thing, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to give the floor to Xbox because they had more playable games that you could get to. Everything on the PlayStation side was kind of on some bullshit. Now, I get that the PlayStation was more popular, but making people sign up to wait in a line that they need an appointment to wait in the line for was taking it a little too far, and it was causing them to have issues with games. Now, you were hearing about certain games not having lines, and that was the reason, because they were kind of like making it hard for people to get there. So that was one of the main problems with that. Mass Effect, I gotta look at some stuff in Mass Effect. I don't want to talk about that in this video yet. I want to talk about it in the video yet. Mafia 3, I don't want to talk about it in the video yet. But just know that some videos will be coming for all of these games. Like I said, the closer a game is to coming out, the closer you will see videos coming. I'm going to try to have all these videos pumped out very soon, but I can't rush them because, you know, I got to get everything right for you. As far as Recore is concerned, Recore was a big surprise to me because this game is apparently coming out at a non-AAA price, but it feels like a AAA game. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not for these high-gloried indie games. I'm sorry, I did not pay $500 to play no indie games. I still feel that way to this day. But like I said, I was very surprised at what I played, and I did enjoy Recore. My only problem with this game is it feels more like a platformer than what I expected. I kind of felt like when they first showed us this game was going to have a little puzzle solving and some mashing button action. I was not digging the whole, okay, now you Ratchet and Clanked me, my man. So now I don't know how I feel about the game. I'm going to check it out, but I'm going to have to see what I could do because I wasn't really looking forward to platforming games. I mean, I'm just not a platform gamer no more. I was when I was younger, but I'm a little bit older, and I'm more into like boxing and you know, action games. That's my thing. That's my thing. I'll take even some sports over that, okay? Resident Evil 7. So I spoke to one of the PR people for Resident Evil 7, and they actually put me on, and I got to try that out. Yeah, we'll talk about that again. Of course, there's a demo available on the PSN, so you guys know about that as well. I'll just do like a little video giving my thoughts on it. I won't go too crazy. Scalebound, I don't want to talk about that right now. We're gonna skip that for now. There were some other games there that people didn't really know about. Star Trek, Bridge Crew. There was a couple of things. Battlefield 1, Tekken 2. The whole FPS scene is not really my thing. The Division Underground expansion, I got to play that. I'll do another video talking about that because there was some funny stuff that happened with that. The Walking Dead Season 3. Yeah, there was a trailer available for that there. The Culling was available for the PS4. The Killing Floor 2 was also available for the PS4. The PS4 is doing a thing. I gotta give it to them. These games will also be out for Xbox, but they had them there available for you. But it was actually a surprise to see these games come into console because of how they played on PC. But consoles are definitely doing a thing. Yakuza 0, I got to play that. I'm going to be dropping a video on that. I'm a Yakuza fan from way back. Lawbreakers is another FPS game. I'm going to do videos on these FPS games, even though I've been avoiding FPS lately. So, you know, I'm gonna do something separate for y'all for that. You know, definitely. So let's talk about it. Okay, so now let's get into the Nintendo thing. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna just tell y'all flat out. I'm gonna be honest. Now, you Nintendo dudes know I don't really mess with Nintendo on this channel because it's just not for me. I'm gonna just keep it real. I went over to the Nintendo section and immediately got zoed. I mean, the security was like, nah. And I'm sitting there like, okay, why? Well, apparently when I went to go check the line for Nintendo, the line was so long, it was literally a mile long. It went around the Nintendo section at least once. Now, just to let you know, the Nintendo section was about, I'm going to be honest, no lie, it had to be at least the length of 2 city blocks. So just keep in mind that the Nintendo booth was the length of 2 city blocks. And the line to get in went around there at least one complete time. So the line was at least, if you want to be nice about it, a quarter mile long. It was at least 4 to 5 blocks long, literally. Now, security did tell me because I have media access, I could get in. I won't get into details on that part. Just know that I was able to get in. And pretty much what I saw from Nintendo was foolish. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go no further. I'm not going to bash because I don't want to bash y'all because I know y'all respect it. Just from the line and the smelly kids and just in the dirty stuff. Everything I seen was just kind of weird, man. When I got to the back of the line, there's a lot of smelly shit going on. I'm not going to go no further. But I was just like, nah, I don't know. That's definitely a cult following Nintendo has. They're doing their thing. One other game I want to also point out that I'm looking forward to, but I don't know when it's coming out. I highly doubt it'll even come out this year. Spider-Man for the PS4. At first I wasn't too sure about the costume, but after like watching some of the footage, I pretty much was interested, man. I'm definitely interested. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. I will be doing a video on that as well. This is South Park will be out for every platform except Nintendo, unfortunately. Sorry, Nintendo. Yeah, so those are the main games. Tekken 7, Titanfall. Like I said, I spoke on some of this already, but pretty much like this is what was going on. In my opinion, the Xbox had more open games, and I give the showroom floor to Xbox. The Xbox Slim was there, the 200 terabyte, the 2 terabyte. It was definitely there, and it looked dope. But there's a couple of things I don't understand about that because it's a bigger hard drive, and granted, you can also take your old one and just change the hard drive. It's a lot harder, but you can do it. But of course, they put a 2.0 HDMI port on there, which means it's giving you 4K at 60 hertz. I'm assuming that will be for media because there's no other reason to put it on there if the processor can't handle 4K at 60 hertz. Now, this is also confusing me because the Xbox original has a 1.4 HDMI port, which can do 4K at 30 hertz. Media too, but according to my understanding from what I'm being told is it needs the certain media encryptor in it that the new one has and the old one doesn't. So pretty much you need the newer one if you want to truly watch 4K movies, and I don't see why anybody would do that. But the Blu-ray player is a 4K Blu-ray player, and that is kind of enticing, and it may lead me to at some point towards it. But I could wait for the newer system because I know I'm going to get it. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast real fast. The Xbox Scorpio and the Ps4 Neo. Now, the president of PlayStation was interesting because he has something to say. I'm typing it up right now because I don't want to have any misunderstandings on what he said. But pretty much what he said is this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now while I'm pulling this up. He pretty much said that he was surprised that the Xbox made an announcement without actually showing a console. Now, of course, Andrew House is kind of trolling them because you know how PlayStation does it. Xbox didn't show a console because they probably realized Sony was going to peep everything about this and then touche their ass at the next thing that they have, which is probably the PlayStation Experience or something like that, where they're going to come and just shit all over it by doing some kind of upgrade. Now, the PlayStation Neo is already probably floating around or starting to float around because it's supposed to be coming out in October with the headset, which is what it's made for. But, however, I would not be surprised if they made another Neo for next year. And, you know, even though people are not going to really go for this, I really wouldn't be surprised if they made another Neo, I'm telling you. Or they made the PlayStation Neo have a piece that can be connected, because everyone kept telling me that the VR had a separate piece and that was for showing it to your TV. But after peeping it for myself, it's not. That piece is some kind of external power for the VR. Now, I'm thinking that they're going to need that, but they may not need that for the new PlayStation. So we're going to have to wait and see. So, with that being said, yeah, so he was pretty much taking shots at that in a nice way, professional way, but he was like, oh, I'm surprised because, you know, we learned that you can't do that because people really get mad when you do that. So he was pretty much saying that it was odd that Xbox was able to get away with just announcing a console without showing it and not showing it available no time soon. But, you know, Xbox fans needed that, so they kind of let it slide, which I get where he's coming from. How are they telling you about a console that's not even available at E3? There's going to be a whole nother E3 before this console even comes out. So they do have a point there. But however, Xbox needed to jump out that window and let people know that they have a more powerful console coming. My other problem with this is, okay, you do have another console coming, but why would you announce that on top of a console that's already coming out? Why would anybody who already owns an Xbox buy this slim if they know you're gonna come out with another console? Unless they are forced to buy a new Xbox because theirs broke or something like that, got stolen, God forbid. But why else would they do it? So this is very confusing, and I don't understand Xbox logic on that. But hey, I'm sure some fans out there will explain it or understand it better than I do. Me personally, I really don't fucking get it. I think they kind of shot that Xbox in the foot by doing that. But hey, that's just me. So with that being said, yeah, man, so I'm looking forward to these new consoles. Yes, of course, I'm going to be getting them because I can't be left out while you play hyper 4K 60 FPS and I'm sitting over here on PC. Nah, ain't going to happen. So yeah, I'll be getting these joints. I'm interested in PlayStation's VR, but Batman VR and things like that, I just don't like it. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It feels niche, and I mean, I do try not to be on the conspiracy theory when people start speaking negative, but everything I'm playing on VR is the same thing. You go down a linear path that they pretty much set out for you, look around, which is the whole thrill of it, looking around, and you interact with shit, and it's clumsy. When you have to pick things up, it's so clumsy, and it's kind of annoying because it feels like you're just practicing how to pick up things, that it should feel more fluid. So the VR for me right now, I'm not really feeling it. I'm just going to be honest. It's something that I have it sitting around in my house and I'm just not interested. Now, I'm hoping that some kind of games come out or they go back and make older games more accessible. I tried Dying Light and man, I was disappointed because the game was dope, but the parkour fucks up the VR because the parkour has these animations that automatically move the camera for you while you're performing them, and it causes, man, damn near pukage to happen. So like I said, the VR is definitely not gonna do what they think is gonna do. I'm just gonna be honest, but I'm pretty sure once it becomes more available, everyone's gonna probably have one laying around in their house. It's one of those things that is like the Wii. If you brought a Wii or a Wii U, it ended up like just kind of sitting around, but you brought it because at some point you wanted to try it. VR is kind of heading in that direction until they figure out some more things about it. So, like I said, this was just going to be a light video. I'm not going to go too crazy talking here. I just wanted to give y'all my impressions of some of the stuff at the E3 showroom floor. Like I said, I will be dropping some vlogs, day 1, day 2, day 3. Probably put it all together once it's all finished being edited, so do look for those. And like I said, I will be giving y'all first impressions of everything I played, and I played a shit ton of games, and I'm putting the footage together for you guys. But like I said, this is just a real quick views from the stick. Episode 2, you know, we back in town. Videos will be back coming up. I got a lot of tech reviews and game reviews coming y'all way, or impressions. All right, so I'm gonna cut this one short right here. It's long enough. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What did you like? If you have any questions, of course, I'll answer them. Unless I'm making a video for it, I'll tell you, when the video's coming or something like that for you guys to check it out. Other than that, I'm out of here. Let me go take care of what I gotta take care of. People hit me up now. I'm out. Peace. Later. Exactly the same as far as the edges and the way that things reflect. Now, the game should be around 1080p, but this is not confirmed. On my display, it did register as 1080p on both consoles.